Imagine going through life, going to work, having conversations, solving problems, and never knowing that 90% of your brain is missing. Sounds like science fiction, right? But this is a real medical case. Meet the man who shocked the scientific world, not with what he had, but with what he didn't. In 2007, doctors in France were treating a 44-year-old man who came in complaining of mild leg weakness. He was married, had two kids, and worked a regular government job. He seemed completely normal. But when doctors did a brain scan, their jaws dropped. The man's skull was almost entirely filled with fluid. His brain tissue, the gray matter that makes us who we are, was compressed into a thin layer, just a few millimeters thick. By all logic, he shouldn't have been alive, let alone functioning like any average person. So, how is this possible? The condition is called hydrocephalus, where cerebrospinal fluid builds up in the brain, often from birth. Most people with severe hydrocephalus show major disabilities, but this man had adapted slowly over decades. His brain rewired itself in astonishing ways, redistributing function across a smaller space. This isn't just a story about survival, it's a story about the mystery of consciousness. For decades, scientists believed that our complex thoughts, memories, and self-awareness came from specific brain structures. But this case shattered that assumption. It turns out the brain is far more plastic, more adaptable than we ever imagined. In fact, this man scored slightly below average on IQ tests, but not enough to suggest any cognitive impairment. He lived his life, raised a family, and held a job with just 10% of a brain. So what does this mean for the rest of us? It means our brains might have hidden superpowers we haven't tapped into. It challenges everything we think we know about intelligence, consciousness, and even what it means to be human. It also raises a powerful question. If 90% of his brain wasn't essential, what are we not using? And what else is possible that science just hasn't figured out yet? Stories like this blur the line between fact and fiction, but this one is 100% real. Sometimes the human body writes stories that no science fiction writer ever could. Subscribe to AbbiSci if you're ready for more true science that feels impossible. But I isn't